Hey guys, just a little thing before the video starts. I put in a lot of effort. I know it won't seem like it in the video, but it took me nearly 3 hours. But basically, I wanted to change a part of my videos, and comment down below if you like it, or should I just stick with the simple way. But other than that, peace out guys, hope you enjoy. And hey guys, welcome back. I know I've been gone for ages. Let me explain. Basically, I had exams. I had to be off for another week because of COVID symptoms. That was the week I was meant to be uploading all of them. Yeah, then it was my birthday. I had to celebrate that. It was just a bunch of stuff. But I'm back now, and I decided I should come back with a new Whatif, because that Dragon Ball Z one, I didn't really like it, and also it got no views at all. Like, I mean, it was bad. Like, the first episode I completely loved making, but then the second one I just hated it. So yeah, get used to this channel being a mix and match. If I don't like the things, I'm not going to make them. But when I do like them, they turn out to be bangers, so let's just go with it. Anyway, this is what if Naruto got stronger every time a shadow clone was destroyed. And I know this is some what the hell idea are you thinking. But what I'm thinking is, what, like, when Naruto does think with shadow clones he gets the experience, that's what he did to get learn their Rasengan. So what, instead of it's like knowledge like that, he actually gets power from it. And I know he does. I mean, like how Goku gets a Zenkai boost. So what I'm thinking is to make it really OP. It's the first shadow clone that gets destroyed. It's a ×2 multiplier. Like, it doubles his power. Then the second shadow clone he ever makes, that'll be a ×3 power. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to go with one shadow clone doesn't change anything. A second shadow clone is a ×2 power. So whatever number shadow clone is, that's how many times his power grows up. Like, multiplies. Sorry that made sense. I'm knackered. But if you understand, yeah. If you don't understand, I'll explain it more later in the video. But anyway, so this is going to be really, really OP. Because imagine all the shadow clones Naruto's done in the entire show, and just add that to a multiplier. Like, imagine it's the end last film Naruto, like where he fights that guy on the moon. I forgot his name, and he gets like a ×1,000,000 power to his ×1,000,000 to his power. That's insane. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, let's just jump straight into that, because I've wasted a lot of time. I will make the video a bit longer for you. And make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below and all that. And Merry Christmas if I upload this late. Anyway, we go to a dark night in very, very dark night in the Leaf Village. It was quiet, almost too quiet. And a young boy named Itachi was looking at the sky, holding his little brother Sasuke, contemplating theories about life probably, until a massive explosion and a massive cloud of dust appears. It's the Nine-Tails Fox. It seemingly just appeared out of nowhere to attack the leaf. And a man's riding it, an Uchiha. All the village ninjas and shinobis goes out to fight it, but they're not enough, then they're blown away. Only ones left are really the third Hokage. But for some reason, the guy with the mask, he just come over to teleport him away. So all that they could do is hold out till the fourth Hokage arrived. And then, as they were praying, he did. He easily, as if it was no effort at all, transported the Nine-Tails and the massive purple big ball bomb that was going towards the Leaf Village. And with this, he had a bit of time. And he went back to the Leaf Village and found the masked man that was controlling the Nine-Tails. And they fought, with the masked man saying, "Damn you, Minato, I'll take over this village and change it right." And Minato, more worried about his kid than anything and his wife, does not care. And he sprints immediately at them. It's as if in slow motion, they're flying towards each other. Minato chucks a kunai and it goes straight through the masked man. And the masked man reaches out, ready to basically kill Minato. But that kunai, Minato teleports to it with a blue orb called the Rasengan in his hand, slams it down into his back. After this, he just like as a speed of light, teleports back to his wife and kids. And just in time to see that his son's been born. Minato knew straight away that his son was special, like every parent, but no, something different. As soon as he touched him, he could sense this weird type of power, a weird type of energy. And at the same time, his capacity for this power seems to have no bounds. With this, Minato smiled, knowing that his child was going to be the best thing for this village that's ever happened. And that's when it happens. Minato didn't realise, but that masked man placed a seal on him when they was fighting. That's continuously draining his chakra. Now he's out of chakra. But the Nine Tails has made it back to the village. And as canon goes, it lunges toward Kushina and Minato. And it's about to hit Naruto, so Kushina and Minato jump in the way to save their baby, and it barely works. With this, with the little chakra Minato has, he does the Reaper Death Seal and seals all of the Nine Tails in his son, as he was too weak to seal half of it in himself. And with that, we go to the main story. Naruto is now just in his last day of the academy. Actually, we'll go back a few. Naruto is 2 years before he's allowed in the academy, so I'll say about 7. And when he walks through the village, he is belittled by everyone. Every stones are chucked by him. But he had a very, very quick temper. But with his anger came a strength. Not the Nine-Tail strength. Well, it is, but let me explain. I believe with half the Nine-Tails in Naruto, the only way he could get a strength boost is if he got Kuroma's chakra directly. But with the entire presence inside the Nine-Tails inside him, even by anger, without the Nine-Tails chakra, just the fact he's the Jinchuriki, he gets a boost of anger, sharing a trait with Kurama. So he does get quite a few power-ups when he's little, but nothing compared to like a being a Jonin. I'd say he gets being for his age, he gets pushed to barely a Genin level. But it's enough to fight back against normal villagers. And that's what he does. But it gets to the point he's so hated, even sometimes Chunin and some very bad Jonin chase after him. But Naruto was okay with it, and due to this he decided he would train. But Naruto felt his progress was slow, but he didn't give up. And he soon discovered he had some sort of change that would come out, golden change that would come out of his back. But he didn't choose to go on to this, as he thought that Senkishi would do with more experience. So Naruto could use the basic 5 elements, like basic 5 affinities. But it was very hard for him to learn, just basically learn it. He was always at a stump. But now we're going to go to the actual last day in the academy. And everything goes the same. He has to perform a clone jutsu and he flops it. He gets told he can't pass. And then Mitsuki, I think his name was, tells him that if he can steal the Forbidden Scroll and learn jutsu in it, that's an automatic pass. So Naruto does this. And the jutsu he learns is the Shadow Clone, as it just caught his eye. And as he was doing these hand signs, something in his head just told him, something in his head just showed up with different signs, and he copied them. It's almost like this power that Naruto's always had was changing the jutsu he read. And with this, he created the clone. And nothing really happened. It was just a clone that you could interact with, and Naruto realised this was very useful. And so he decided he wanted to see how strong it is. With one hit, it goes kaboom and puts into smoke. But still, Naruto knew if he could use this in multiple numbers, he would become invincible. Not invincible, like really powerful. You still don't know the real effect of this jutsu yet. But he creates more clones, I say about 3. And copies all of the jutsus in the Forbidden Scroll. And this is because with the jutsu being changed, it also came with a certain bit of knowledge. And with this, he hears a noise, so he decides to disperse all his 3 clones, and they jump away. But one of them stays sitting in front of the scroll. It turns out to be Iruka. And the same thing goes down in canon. Iruka sees how hard Naruto works, and Naruto tells him that it was Mitsuki who told him. And with this, a massive shuriken comes flying through the wind and nailing Iruka's back. And Iruka just drops there, blood coming out of his mouth, barely able to breathe, in front of a traumatized Naruto. All of them were traumatized, even the Shadow Clones. And he sees Mitsuki come out, and the same thing that we see, he tries to trick Naruto into giving him the scroll, but Naruto runs. And no matter how many times Mitsuki tries to trick him, it doesn't work. Until the point that Mitsuki gets fed up and acts like a real Jonin would in the show, and charges at this clone and cuts it, and it goes poof, poof. Unbeknown to anyone except for Naruto himself, the surge of power that went into his body, he felt as if he was twice as strong. His speed, everything that you can, basically everything, how fast he is, how strong he is, his chakra amount, literally every little thing that you can think of, like even in video games stats. Imagine they were doubled. That's how it worked. And he just dashes off at speeds of, say, of Jonin, almost like it was a body flicker. But he turns around, confident with his new power, and even faster than before, rushes to Mitsuki. He's decided to go after another clone. He cuts that one, it poofs. And Naruto feels a surge of power like he's just got 3 times stronger. This continues for every single clone, unknown to Mitsuki. As the clones don't get stronger with Naruto, they need to be remade. And by this time, Naruto is about roughly 20 times stronger, than before. And remember, the way it works, if he gets 2 times stronger, then that 2 times power that he has then gets 3 times stronger. So that's basically 6 times stronger, and then it goes on to crazy numbers. So if I'm realistic, this is probably about 100 times stronger. Wait, I don't know. Probably more like 50, and that's only in 3 Shadow Clones. Or 4. So when Naruto lands in front of Mitsuki, who's about to kill Iruka, he puts his hand up to stop the blade, and it just snaps when it hits him. Naruto laughs with a deadly amount of bloodlust in his eyes, and strikes at Mitsuki, nearly caving in his chest and breaking both of his arms. Naruto laughs and says, "You don't understand the power I possess now. You don't want to understand." And he does the hand signs, and roughly 50 Shadow Clones appear around them. And they all dive down and batter Mitsuki, to the point where he's literally just a puddle of blood. Naruto smirks. He tenses up his hand, and it's as if claws came out. Another forbidden jutsu, able to transform his body in such a realistic way. And he swings his arm around. It's almost as like he did a ninjutsu with no hand size, as blades of wind flew out, cutting up all his Shadow Clones. The ground beneath Naruto shattered as he's just probably sort of like 10,000 times power. The level he's on is just unbelievable. The air becomes cleaner. Anyone near Naruto is getting stronger now because his chakra just became so pure, it's leaking power. But only on people Naruto chooses. And Naruto's constantly making the power of the world stronger. So now anyone in the world, people who are born, will be stronger. He's literally changing the reality. But Naruto knows he needs to keep the secret. And he didn't tell anyone.
Sorry, guys,
congratulates him and questions his power. Naruto just plays it off as he don't know what's going on.
I don't know.
And 1 second, he just literally makes a joke saying, "I'm built different. I'm going to be your Hokage. What do you expect?" And Iruka just passes it as he just kind of figured out he's not going to get out of Naruto. So, of course, we give it 2 weeks. Naruto trains for his Shadow Clones. Not totally, like, just spawning them and killing them, spawning and killing them. He uses them for practical things. Any sort of training he does, whether it's or studying, he uses his Shadow Clones. And he's learning, every shadow, and remember, the multiplier counts in his brain as well. It becomes stronger, smarter. So Naruto is basically a genius. He could work out the theory for time travel or the actual speed of light if he wanted to, but that's not really a bother to him. And then we go to the class. We go to the day they get their teams. Every team's going to be the same. It's read out. Team 7. Sasuke, Sakura, and Naruto. Naruto being, of course, if you're this strong, you'll definitely have a different change of personality. One sec. Oh, sorry, guys. And, he just stays quiet, and Sasuke becomes interested as he's insanely, like, just confused how this kid who was nothing before, couldn't even pass the exam, is now one of the strongest. Actually, no, they don't know about his strength. Is so confident now, and Sasuke can feel sort of power from him. And Sakura just complains about Naruto and cheers about Sakura and cheers about Sasuke. And then she digs back into Naruto, trying to say he's worthless. And then Naruto just looks at her and waves his hand. Sakura's confused, and Naruto flicks his hand down. Sakura feels an invisible force get ahead and slam it into the desk. And she just sits there stunned, as well as Sasuke, and they wait for Kakashi to show up. 3 hours later, Naruto seemed to be meditating, as if he was searching for someone, or trying to talk to someone in his head. And Kakashi walks in. Naruto immediately opens his eyes and says, "You're late." And Kakashi just says, "Sorry, I was lost following the route of life." Naruto just scoffs and thinks, so childish. And then Kakashi explains that they need to be met on the roof, and he explains what they think of them. Sasuke, a silly emo. Sakura, a fangirl. Naruto, a mystery. And then he tells them to meet him on the roof, and body flickers away. Naruto does the same thing, with his reaction time being far superior to anything. He actually senses Kakashi's chakra about the chakra dash off, yeah, that's what it's called, and does it before him, and appears on the roof before Kakashi, shocking him. But either or, Sasuke and Sakura have managed to get upstairs, and they talk about what their goals of being ninjas in life. Sasuke says, I love, I like nothing, I hate everything, and my one goal is to kill a certain someone. Sakura does her usual, she hates Naruto, loves Sasuke, or she doesn't actually say Sasuke. And Naruto says, become the Hokage, prove he's the strongest, and get revenge on those who deserve it or something. Kakashi is intrigued and tells them that for tomorrow they need to be there at 5 a.m. And don't eat breakfast because they'll be sick. And Naruto says, I won't eat breakfast if you show up in time. And he notices the book in Kakashi's pocket and says, or if you show up in time, I won't tell everyone about that book in your pocket. And Kakashi, not embarrassed but impressed, actually decides to show up in time. So we get a sort of darkish, like the blue hour, like when the sky is like dark blue. We get that fight scene instead of the sunny one. Everything goes the same. Sasuke and Sakura run in the forest. After he explains the bell after Kakashi explains the bell test, Sasuke and Sakura rush into the forest. And Naruto just stands there. This time he's confident, and when Kakashi says, there's one every year, he rushes at Naruto, just for Naruto to just appear in front of Kakashi with a palm, like his palm open, and he slams it in Kakashi's chest. Kakashi defends his chest with chakra, but he still feels this immense pain and flies backwards. He's been winded by Naruto, but he quickly recovers. Naruto held back a lot, but decides that if Kakashi can handle that, he can handle more. Naruto's eyes start to glow. As his hands change, he has claws now. And a weird aura starts becoming of Naruto. He dashes at Kakashi at light speed, who's now pulled out his Sharingan so he can keep up, and slices at his face. He barely misses, giving Kakashi a cut on his cheek. But Kakashi's... Sorry, I thought I had a knife. But Kakashi's quick to retaliate and grabs Naruto's leg. The momentum behind it nearly sends Kakashi flying, but he manages to spin and slam Naruto into the ground. Kakashi knows he needs to get rid of this kid quick, because if he don't, it'll be a problem. Not kill, just knock him out. So he does hand signs, and rocks cover his hand, making a fist boulder, and he slams it into Naruto's face. So Kakashi's shocked. The boulder just shatters, as every time Naruto multiplies, he gets high endurance. It's basically like a video game. And that does nothing to Naruto. Naruto hits his hand on the ground, making it bounce up. And at speeds Kakashi can't react to, snatches the bells. And with this, the exam is ended. And Kakashi has no choice but to say all 3 of them pass. But this is only the start of what Naruto can do. And if you want to see what else he can do, you have to stay tuned. Hit the like goal for the next part, which is 70 likes. Actually, 50 likes. And yeah, you need to like, subscribe, comment down below. Give me your ideas and you'll get the next part very soon. Other than that, peace out, subscribe. Love you guys. Bye.